Waiting on your Hansung. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Happy Thursday. How are we doing today? I hope everyone is well. We are hosting with Hablandoconbelili. How are we doing? Hey, family. Hey, friends. How are we doing today? Well, today we're going to give you the highlights of my trip to Africa, Ghana. But Africa is a continent. So I went to the continent. I went to the country of Ghana. Amazing place. So I know a lot of you has been asking how was my trip. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of highlights of the journey. Well, the journey was amazing. It was beautiful. It was a great experience that I invite everyone that watches this channel or everyone that is part of the diaspora. Go to Africa. It doesn't matter whether it's Ghana or any other country in Africa, but go. Go back home, go check things out. Because you've seen it with your own eyes. You could have kind of a concept what took place and what is there, right? So the highlights of the trip all started in 2024. I decided that I was going to book a trip. So in the midst of everything, I did find someone that is well known that makes trips to different parts of different countries. It's not just the continent, but different places. So I decided to book my trip, and that's how it all started. But in the midst of everything, um, the organization that I was supposed to go with, for a positive reason, my trip changed to go with a different organization. First up, um, I didn't really want to go to Ghana, um, just for vacationing, right? I wanted to go with the intention of serving, with the intention get to know the community, and with the intention to really feel, what was Ghana. And kidding you not, I did get it. And I'm going to be always appreciative to MCC that hosts this mission trip. I'm always going to be thankful due to the fact that it was an amazing trip. Um, they made it all possible for us to be safe. It was a group of I believe like 12 or 15 people. They made it possible for us to travel safely, traveling mercy, safety. No one got sick. Um, no one got hurt. Everybody returned as they left. So that was a really good trip. The amenity was to expectation. I cannot complain. Um, Including the flight. We flew from DC directly to Accra. It was a 12-hour trip. A trip that honestly I didn't really feel it due to the fact that I fell asleep. The minute I got on that plane, I just went to sleep. So by the time I woke up, I was already almost, I think, almost about an hour or hour and a half before we landed. I had breakfast on the plane, and voila, we was already in land. Our guide was waiting for us. It was two minivans that came and waited for us. It was really, really good. It was a trip that I have traveled to many part of the countries, but this trip was very special. It was a trip that it has a lot of sense, and a lot of mixed feelings. No, um, when I got to Ghana, I felt upon my arrival, I felt like I was home. I didn't felt strange. I didn't felt that I wasn't part of the society because we all look like, you know. So it was just a welcoming trip. Even upon us leaving when we got to the gate I was going to travel from. Everybody was black, you know. I have never been on a plane with so many from young age to adult age, old age, or black people. That plane was loaded with people, and it didn't matter your age. There were people that were really in wheelchair. There were people mid-age. There were people, teenagers. There were uh, babies. That plane was packed. That experience alone, I was just like, wow, there is another world. So, um, fast track. So we get to Ghana, we get picked up, and upon our arrival, we had to travel 3 hours. So we didn't really sightsee in Accra like, I thought we was gonna go because in my mind, well, we're gonna get off the plane and we're just gonna go directly to the hotel. No, it wasn't like that. We got on the van with our guide and our drivers, and we drove about almost 4 hours away, and we went to the coast, where we stayed 3 days. It was an amazing experience because there, on the 5th, it was the independence of Ghana, where we were able to experience the march at the stadium. It was just amazing experience that we had that day. It was hot, but give and take, I think it was like a 90 some degrees, but to me, the heat didn't really matter for the simple fact that I'm used to that. I am from Honduras myself. I am Garifuna. I'm part of the diaspora. When we go home, we used to that type of heat, so it didn't really bother me like that. But it was really hot. People were kind of suffocating due to the heat, but to me, it was just a part of the experience. No? So we get to the coast. We did sightseeing there. And also we were able to connect with the community. They were waiting for us. Um, when we got there, well, when we got there that day, it was already late, so the guide allowed us to at least to sleep because he was traveling 12 hours, then another 3 hours when we got there. So you just imagine, no? Jet lag, tired, hungry. So we were able to sleep that night. So the next day we started our tour. The tour was we connected with the community. There's a lady out there. Her name is Cecily. She has a theater where they our children are learning music and art, and they were able to give us a nice performance. A matter of fact, I do have some footage that I'm going to share with you. So follow us and like on Hablandoconbelili. We are here on Thursdays, bringing all type of stories. We do interviews. We market. You name it, we do it here at our platform. So um, So when we was in the coast, we was able to witness the performance of children, dance, art. It was just amazing how those children, out of nothing, they come up with um, art, you know. So he was really taken, and including the dance, the singing, and a lot of them they really inspiring to become a star, to become somebody one day, with the minimum. So that was really uh it called my attention how children that are not how would I say it, children that has the minimum um still dreams, still, have that inspiration in their mind that they one day, or even not one day, but just that day, they wanted to give us the best, and they did gave us the best in terms of the performance. And when we adjourned, it was like a 3 hours a play that we had with the children with the academy that they have. When we finished with the performance. We took a walk. I was able to experience. I don't know if you guys knows that eggs are very popular in Accra, in Ghana overall. You find eggs anywhere, eggs anywhere, and it's so funny that here in America, and we live in the supposedly big countries, right? The the dozen of eggs is almost $20. There's places that you can't find eggs out here. And when you go to Africa, eggs all over the place. No? Boiled eggs, it's very famous out there. You're gonna see the vendors selling boiled eggs, bunch of eggs. And they do it with a sauce or without the sauce. So that was just, part of the highlights. I was like, wow, when I encountered one of the young lady. Her name is Christina. I befriended her, and she was explaining to me how she does her business. I was just like, wow, look at her here selling her boiled eggs. It was 350 CDs. That don't even doesn't even come up to, I think, not even 25 cents. And she was selling her eggs. That's how she makes a living, selling eggs every day. She so I was asking her what is the process. So she said, I purchase the eggs, I boil them in a lot of salts, and then I take them out and line them out, and then I come, I make the sauce, and I come to the community and sell. And this was just a regular community, like how would I put it? It's a regular community. It's not a city like, but it's a community that is thriving. It's a community that knows that business got to go on regardless of the situation. Everybody's selling something. And that's something that it called my attention, that you didn't really find people begging in the street. Yes, they have fews, but you don't really encounter that. You don't really encounter people in poverty. You don't really encounter people begging. Like in the United States, the minute you step out here, you get in a car, you get in a highway, you get someplace, people are begging. People, looking um literally, like destitute. I didn't really see that in Ghana. I saw everybody that I encountered, even when we was driving, because we drove a lot. People are thriving, people that are working early in the morning. You go to the street 7, 6, 7 in the morning, people are already in the market. People are already selling. Um, you name it, there's stores that is set up for out of cars. So you just imagine how the country knows the value of sustaining life, sustainability, and innovation. And that was something that really, really called my attention. That was like, wow, I come from the U.S. where, we have a lot and we're still not satisfied. However, our people out here have less, have the minimum, but you don't hear nobody complaining. You don't hear nobody talking about we don't have enough. For them, whatever they have, they make it work. And another thing, people don't depend on the government. People depend on themselves. And we're in the United States, we have this dilemma here. A lot of people don't want to depend on themselves. Some people don't want to work because there's a system that is already set up for some people to claim whatever and they get what they need to get. No. But out there, it's not like that. There's no system that is going to support you. There is no system that is going to send you money on a monthly basis to sustain. There's no system that you're going to claim insanity or you're going to claim any type of sickness at age 20 or 25 or 30 and expecting that you're going to get a check every month. That don't work like that out there. Everybody's working, everybody's um supporting themselves. And another thing, um the importance of education. Every parish that I went, every city or non-city place that we encounter, there was schools. Like there was a place that we got out of, I forgot the name of the town. There were like more than four schools in there. From small children, I think at age 2, you see them line up with a uniform going to school, getting that education. So they firmly believe in education. Where in other countries that you could go to a university for free, that you could study, you could become whatever you want. You have the citizenship. And there's still people they just don't have the desire to get up, not become a complacent, to get up, not being lazy, and do what they need to do for their own future. So this country was like, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. This is what you call living because at least people are thriving. I don't know, it's maybe because there's less out there and there's more in the United States, maybe. But I think there's a system too that people recognize or people practice that there has to be sustainability. Because when you live in a town or you live in a country or you live in places, if the community is not thriving, if the community is not evolving, innovation, there's no way that community is going to grow because at the end of the day, we need money to sustain ourselves. We need jobs. So if countries or towns, right, don't develop themselves, they don't push forward, there's no other there's going to be a growth. And another thing that called my attention in Ghana, you don't see garbage cans, but you don't see garbage either, right? Thank you. You don't see garbage. You go to 42nd, right? 42nd in New York. What do you see all over the place? Trash. All over. 24/7. Just we see people in and out, but all you see is garbage. And so I was just asking myself, look at this. You don't see garbage out here, and everything is clean. There's a system. You go out to eat. Before you eat, they bring the bucket for you to rinse out your hands. So what I want to share with you today, guys, don't believe the hypes when you hear um news or you hear um negative information about countries. because the majority of the time the media is selling us what they want to sell us. But it's best for you to investigate, and if it's possible, travel. I suggest to you today, if you're in your 20s, even if you're in your 80s, you still have the health, you have the assets, travel. What are you waiting for? Life will give you one chance. And sometimes, if you don't take advantage of that chance, it will perish. And a lot of you today is that you have jobs, have documents, have the health, but still don't want to take a leap of faith. Go see the world. Because sometimes we're complacent with what we have, the four corners. We think we have the lavish house. We think we have the best cars, the best jobs. But when you look elsewhere, you can see that sometimes whatever you have, it's not really, what you have. I look at the houses in the United States. Everybody, if you have a house, you're paying mortgage, you're paying fees, you're paying that. And sometimes you don't even have the house of your dream. But you go to other countries, you could see people living really their dreams. And it's like the same thing in Honduras. You could build in Honduras the house of your dream. Can you really build the house of your dream in America? Not really. Not really, for the simple fact, especially today's day how we live in. Everything is hiked up. You buy a land, the land is never yours. You miss a couple of payments of your mortgage, your house can be taken away from you. So you don't really own anything out here. You go get a car from the dealer. At the moment that you bring the car, you all hyped up, you think it's your car. Miss a couple of payments. The repo will be looking for that car. So when you do the comparison, other countries is not like that. Once you buy your land, you get your certificate, you get your paperwork, that is your land. And you could decide what you want to do with it. You build your home, that is your home. Nobody can come that you owe this, you owe that. That is your home. You may pay your taxes once a year, but aside from that, you just sustaining maybe the lifestyle that you have, but you don't live in that um how would I put it? You don't live in the environment that month by month you are looking around how to make and how to pay off bills. And the food, that's another thing, that caught my attention. Simple. You eat your food. I was able to eat a lot of fish. Um, they have poultries, they have meats. Um, your favorite, a lot of Kentucky Fried Chicken. That was I have not had Kentucky Fried Chicken over years, but when I was in overseas and when I was home, I ate some Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it was one of the best chicken, especially the chicken sandwiches. It was so delicious. Sometimes for dinner, we would go to Accra Mall, and I would just go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and get me two sandwiches, and I was good to go. And even the drinks, you see this bottle of water here, right? The drinks out there is smaller than this. So I was just, watching the way the country moves they have, but at the same time, it's not that I would call limited, but it has sense. Even the way the food is prepared, the way the food is uh, given to you, it has style, it has class, no? And out here it's just like, wow, you live day by day, you work day by day, the jobs, the housing, the quality of life. Sometimes it becomes a battlefield. No. So, um, what are the highlights that I'm gonna share with you? The children's. Children's are really important. what I saw with my own eye, especially we went to the first village. We went to visit some children. They lived in this house. It looks like it was a government building. It was donated for them to live there. There was more than 200 families that lives in this compound. And the whole compound, it was big. However, they only had three latrines. So you imagine three bathrooms for 200 families that lives there. That's where they shower. That's where they do their necessity. And it's not a bathroom like we have here in America. It's just like a little hut, right? That's where they do their necessity. There's teenagers, there's men, that's where they at. And when I asked one of the young ladies, well, where do you cook? Because I was looking for a kitchen. I was looking for pots, utensils. I was looking. So I asked her, where do you cook? Because there was a lady there picking beans. So she said, this is where we cook. I said, where? And I was expecting I was going to see a stove. I was going to see a kitchen. She said, no, this is where we cooked. And she showed me the two, it was like a burner. They had like three burners. She said, this is how we cooked. And they used a lot of charcoals. So I said to her, really? She said, yeah, this is how we cooked. I did ask, how many times do you cook a day? She said, well, depending, sometimes twice a day. And what they do, where they live, the village that they have, they cook lots and lots of food. So like that, when someone cooks, everybody eats from there. And they eat a lot of rice. I don't know how diabetes is out there because they eat a lot of rice. Jollof rice, fried rice, white rice. They eat a lot of rice. So, but those were some highlights in my life that I needed a moment just for me to regroup and just think about life overall. And not only that, it took me back when I was young. I was like, wow, I give grace and thanks to the highest that I no longer live like that. But however, I took grace for that young lady sharing her experience with me. Because sometimes when you live in a place, you live in a country that is everything is high, 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 competing, competing, competing. You got to be this, you got to be that, you got to do this. Sometimes you do forget that maybe one point you live like that, or maybe you just never know where the future is going to take you. And always, we always got to look, okay, if we have, how can we support? How can we help someone? So that experience alone, it was really for real to me when she showed me where they cook, how they cook, but at the end of the day, they were happy. And I believe happiness doesn't require money. Happiness doesn't require standards. Happiness doesn't require that you gotta have all the Louis Vuitton, that you gotta have all the sneakers, that you gotta. Happiness comes within, because those family, when we were there, I could see the joy, um, especially the children. There was this little kid that came around me and I picked them up, and then another one came, so I ended up with two um, babies in my hands. And I just felt the presence of joy, presence of peace of those children. So, guys, make up your mind, You could go on my page, like and subscribe. And you could see some of the footage that I already placed on the platform. And also we do have some great footage because we end up going to the castle where they hold the slaves. We do have, I think, one or two, three, four parts, but there's more parts that I have to put in. Um, the story is there. The story is there, support our program. And not only that, start up saving your money. Go to Africa. Pick a country of your desire, but go with a purpose. Go with intention. Because when you go to places with intention, it makes the difference. And another highlight, once we left the coast, we traveled back to Accra, where we sightseeing. We went to the market, the biggest market ever. Uh, we went to the mall. Um, we went to visit a couple of people that we needed to visit. And on a Sunday, we did church. We went to Victory Church, which is in Accra. It was amazing service. I think it was like for 3 hours. And from there, we got ready to go to Volta Region. I think I fell in love with Volta Region, honestly, because it's still in my mind. It's still so fresh. It's so beautiful out there. And I was able to connect with Volta Region for the simple fact that when I got to the other side of Volta, I felt like I was in Bahamar. I felt like I was in my town. People were at the beach commuting. Uh, Volta region is a huge river that connects different villages. And depending where you're going, that's how far it is to commute. Where we was going, it took us 3 hours in the car, another 2 hours and change on the ferry to cross over to the other side of Volta region. So we went to a place, they call it Afrin place. That is a hidden gem. That is a place that doesn't have running water, doesn't have light, electricity. It doesn't have a proper bathroom, latrines. It's just like how it used to be when I was young in Bahamar. That's how I could put it. Um, Now, Bahamar is semi-developed because we do have water, we do have electricity. So, it grew, but that town alone, they don't have any of that. Um, so that was one of my highlights on Dancing with the Children. The children's they were very accommodating, very warm. The minute the music was playing, um, they just came around. Um, they were no shy at all to come around me, uh, touch my hair, touch my jewelry. Just made a connection, and it was really amazing. And also I connected with the young ladies that were are helping us to give out the stuff that we brought for the kids. And also I made a connection with the teenagers because I was just telling them, that I wanted to meet the youth. So I met a couple of youth, young males in their 14s, 13, 15. And it was just an amazing experience, a really amazing experience that I would love to do it again when the time comes. So with that said, if you have a dream, accomplish your dream. I always wanted to go to the continent, but I didn't know that it was going to be Ghana. I thought it was going to be Nigeria. It was going to be someplace in Africa. I always had it in my mind that I was going to go. And 2025, one of my dreams came true. So what I wanted to share with you today, guys, don't allow your dreams just to wander around. If there's a way for you to accomplish some things in your life, go ahead and do it. And don't mind that you're young, you don't mind that you're old or middle aged. There's always space for anyone. The world is big. If you're planning to move someplace else, go. Don't wait around. Don't wait around because you just don't want to wake up one day, could have, should have, would have, and didn't. So I encourage you guys, those that follow my platforms, um, go do you. Go. Don't wait for nobody to take you because this type of trips is only your dream. And if you're gonna be waiting around for someone to take you, it may not happen because sometimes not everybody we are in the same accord. Everybody, especially today's day, people live different life. You could be in a relationship or not in a relationship with children. Your children, they're gonna have different dreams than you. Your man or your husband or your wife, we all have dreams that we want to accomplish. So don't wait around. for someone to fulfill your dream. Go on and fulfill it yourself. So like that, you will have your own experience. So that this is just a part of the highlights of the trip. I'm not going to give you all the nuggets, but we should be back here next week to continue talking about Ghana. And also follow our platforms. We do have footage, and you could just be inspired. Maybe one day you want to do a mission, mission trip with children, with elderly, or you just want to go develop like the Volta region in its developer. If your dream is to come up with a project saying, you know what, we're going to go rehabilitate some running water, that could be a project that you could just initiate yourself. Today's days, you don't really need an organization to fulfill a dream. You could just save your money, connect with someone, connect with a coordinator from some village. And it's not just Africa. You could go to my country, you could go to Honduras, you could go to Nicaragua, Salvador, all them countries. Just connect with people. Stop following people on YouTube. From there, you could develop friendship and you could start off seeing the world, and you could just go and create your own. And sometimes it's best for you to go and create your own genre, create your own platform, then depending on somebody to create it for you. So let's say you want to go develop running water in Volta region. You could just go on YouTube and find some people that lives in Volta and start off talking to them. And you could go yourself and do the project instead of you waiting for an organization to do this. They might not do it the way you would like to do it, or they may not do it on the timely manner that you want to get it done, and you could just do it yourself. And not only that, if you go to another country and develop, you're learning the community, you're learning the language, you're learning the lifestyle. You taking something with you that nobody can take away from you. Me, I'm based by experience. My experience, and nobody can take that away from me. So if you have to pay for your experience, go pay for your experience. Get your passport. A lot of you are born in this United States. Honor what you have. A blue passport could take you a long way. Go get your passport. What are you waiting for? Go to the post office, even online. Attain your application, print it out, go take two pictures, save 100, and I think it's 190 or 160. Go get your passport. Once you already have that blue passport in your hands, you're ready to travel. You are ready to travel, and take pride and honor that some of you has passport, U.S. citizen passport. That is a gold. So don't let that passport die without you using it. Create something for you. Young children, um, young guys and girls, start off saving your money. Stop running the streets. Listen to your parents. Do what you got to do. Start off developing your own organizations at a young age. Go help out somebody. Because remember, you were helped to get what you want to get, where you want to get, right? Or where you are today. Somebody had to help you. So just remember that if you're already being helped, you got to go and triple down and help others. So like that, the world can keep evolving and creating space for other people. So with that said, I'm going to let you go, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you. We're going to be back here next Thursday. If you're interested to be part of my platform, Hablandoconbelili, we are open here. We do interviews. If you are a business owner, you want to promote your business, we are here. And not only that, if you just want to have a simple conversation with us, we are here. So today I'm just highlighting my trip to Ghana. We do have pictures. You can follow us on Facebook. It's the same genre, Hablandoconbelili, the same thing on Instagram, and we are on TikTok. So with that said, good night, everybody. And it was pleasure talk to you. So I think somebody is Carlos like to make that trip someday. We are from Honduras and Belize in Guatemala and happy you back home. But a trip to Africa is feeling must beyond. Let me tell you something, Carlos. I've been to countries before. I was in Belize in November, right? And I love Belize. I could live in Belize. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. But Ghana, I don't know, like something about Ghana, and it's not just me. If you speak to people that been there, something that captivates, something about the country that is rich, is safe, is clean. People are very polite, thankful. Ghana is like it's just a different world. Different world. I encourage you guys, if your dreams to go connect with people in today. There's a lots of organizations that are connected with Ghana. There is I think African American Association. There is a the Caribbean Association in Ghana. Those are some good organizations where you could become part if you're not sure where to go or how to do a trip to Ghana. Those are the organizations that you could become part and you could start off, on doing your research before you go. You could even meet people that are going in there. I'm telling you, there's excursion every single day to Ghana from different parts of the world. My dream is to find some Garifunas in Ghana. So if you're watching this video today, if you are Garifuna living in Ghana, please, 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 please get in touch with me because I would love to find you, interview you, and hopefully go visit you one day. So with that said, adios, hasta luego. Aquava. Goodbye.